last night there was another one of these dinners, not the big White House Correspondents' Dinner. Last night was or 2 nights ago, excuse me, was the Radio and Television Correspondents' Dinner. And it was hosted by the guys from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And they did a little routine with Karl Rove. Rove sort of letting loose, having some fun. Karl Rove, I'm struck by how sort of Pillsbury Doughboy each of these guys look. Sampson testifying that yesterday that Rove said that Rove got 3 specific calls and complaints about U.S. attorneys in 3 different jurisdictions and took those complaints to the Justice Department. But the night before, Rove was letting loose with a rap ditty, a rap medley, a hip-hop, I don't know what to call it, performance, an impressive one. You will hear mainly the voice of Brad Sherwood from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Also up there on stage, a couple other guys from the show, including Colin Mockery, who I guess has been on the show for some time. And then the guy, it'll be very apparent if you're watching at theyoungturks.com, you'll see it, and you will either be laughing uproariously or you will literally gouge your own eyes out. But it will not be, if you're listening on the radio, it won't be hard to hear when Karl Rove speaks. He says one thing, and he says it often.
Look, I can't, for those of you who are about to watch it on the website, I can't deliver a strong enough warning. I mean, talking about, we've said before, earmuff to kids, etc. And especially if you just ate. I mean, this guy makes me want to vomit. And he's not funny. He's not entertaining. I'm not having fun at all. He reminds me of an oily stool. So just get ready, okay? And some of the people are like, their Republicans are like, oh, they're just letting loose, after they killed hundreds of thousands of people in Iraq and added a covert CIA agent and fired all those prosecutors for no reason. Political reasons. They're just letting loose. So here's Karl Rove letting loose, and then we'll rip him apart even a little more afterwards.
Kick it!
I hate it already.
This is Brad Sherwood.
Yeah! Now listen up, suckers, don't get the jitters. But MC Rose says the heads off of critters. That's true, it's cruel to see, but he's gonna be about animal cruelty. He's a man, he's a treasure trove. But tell me, what is your name? I'm MC Rose. That's right.
He sounds
can't be beat because he's so white from his head to his feet. But he will rap it when you give him a chance. Look at him move, doing a rapping dance. That's true, he's a dancing resident. He is the sidekick to the president. He's going way above. Tell me, what is your name? MC Rose. That's
God,
true.
he's out of a horror movie.
He's rapping and chilling and showing his charm. He will do it without fail. Get out his gun cause he's shooting quail. This man will never stop. Look at him jumping up and down ready to hop. He's got so much to prove. And tell me you never saw this man move. Doing the dance, the Karl Rove dance. Doing the dance, the Karl Rove dance. Dancing and talking and dancing and talking and dancing and talking and dancing and talking. Now it's time for a little shock with the Colin over there doing the old beatbox.
God, it's sickening to watch this guy dancing around like a clown. God, this makes me ill.
You were such a helpful treasure trove. Tell me, what is your name? MC Rose. Can see him later hanging in the cove. But tell me, what is your name? MC Rose. Doing it right, and he really strove. One more time, what's your name? MC Rose. Give it up for MC Rose in the house.
See, that sounds like Kyle Sampson there. Now there you go.
I'm a bad sport, man. These correspondence dinners are supposed to be fun, and they're supposed to laugh and da-da-da, because they got to relax every once in a while. All through Clinton, when I disagreed with him for 6 years out of the 8, and Bush for the first one, and Reagan, I never had a problem with any of these correspondence dinner. And and I think in substance and in theory they should be great. But when I see this monstrous man dancing around like that, it just makes me ill to my stomach.
Yeah, well, I mean,
all right, I'm the bad guy. I don't know.
No, I don't think you're the bad guy. I just think you ought to, I mean, for your own sanity, I wouldn't be really angry about this. To me, if you want to go back to truly inappropriate, go back to that White House Correspondents' Dinner in like '04, I guess it was, where it was, ha, 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 we can't find the weapons of mass destruction. And that's not funny. The looking around for it, I mean, that literally has cost tens of thousands of people's their lives, and including 3,300 Americans, and more than, I heard finally a number, 15,000 Americans seriously wounded. Many more than that wounded, but seriously wounded. It was between 10 and 15,000. So, I just...
Look, I'm supposed to be civil, right? We're supposed to be civil to each other, right? But these guys aren't civil. This is the same son of a bitch who, when running against John McCain in 2000 in South Carolina, had his operatives call people and say, did you know about Senator McCain's illegitimate black child? And if you did know that, would that affect your vote? And referring to his adopted Bangladeshi daughter, okay? Now, I mean, so I don't have any interest in seeing Karl rap. Okay, now after that, you're going to rap for me? Is that what you're going to do? Look, these guys are really, really bad people. They're horrific people. And then for them to dance around like there's nothing wrong in the world, and, he didn't get indicted, so he must, and nobody's been able to pin anything on him, so he's free and hopping around and pretending to be a clown.
Nobody's been able to pin anything on him. We've been able to pin 100 things on him. We just haven't been able to convict him of a crime.
I know. Yeah. So he thinks it's all okay. He thinks, I'm MC Red.
No, he's a terribly hideous bad guy. By the way, we also need to mention one thing we left out about Kyle Sampson yesterday. What Kyle Sampson admitted, he wanted to fire Patrick Fitzgerald. But I guess...
Yeah, you're right. That's enormous.
But I guess it wasn't political.
Yeah, now why did they want to fire Patrick Fitzgerald? They wanted to fire Patrick Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
They wanted to fire Patrick Fitzgerald. And it wasn't political. It wasn't political. Please, man, please. And look, last thing on this, because I'm obviously a little too upset about this, but, I mean, Ben, really, looking at the guy, don't you feel like you're in the dungeon somewhere, and you got caught by the wrong guy, and you got a rubber ball in your mouth, and this guy comes in with with somebody else's face on him that he's cut off with somebody else and stitched onto his own, and he starts dancing like this, and you just got this feeling in your stomach like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. What's gone wrong in my life? Please, please, somebody make this stop.
I like you've managed to. So you sort of see that event as sort of a conglomeration of Silence of the Lambs and Pulp Fiction.
Everything that could go wrong in your life has gone wrong for you to be there at that moment.
Yeah, look, it's painful. I don't have a visceral reaction to it other than a desire that I feel like for the people who were there, you want it to stop. And by the way, it comes from, I have a gargantuan amount of respect for whose line is it anyway, guys, in general. What they do, I'm flabbergasted by the rapidity of their cleverness. But that was agony, mainly because it's Karl Rove dancing, saying, I'm MC Rove, and then his big finish, I'm MC Rove.
And by the way, in the beginning of the rap, they were talking about how he rips the heads off of little animals. I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. How is that clever or irrelevant or whatever? Look, I'm so pumped up about all this stuff now that I like the Whose Line Is It Anyway guys, too. But if I'm an antenna and they come to me and say, hey, why don't you come up with and rap for Karl Rove and dancing with him, I'd say, F off. I got no interest in that. Piss off. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not going you want me to do a clever little ditty on Karl Rove and dance with him? No. Who else would you like me to dance with?
I'd like to burn him on the coals of a hot stove.
Who's MC Rove?